We got to talk about DJ Vlad mentioning those of us that went to the White House with our MAGA hats on in a very negative way during a YouTube video he did with the comedian Godfrey and the rapper Lord Jamar, who was part of the group called Nubian that was very popular in the 1990s. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video right now and not about the 1,000 people who have done things like this on YouTube before is because DJ Vlad is very popular. You're talking about almost 3 million subs. He does a lot of interviews with people that are very influential in quote unquote black culture or the black community, a lot of urban figures. I'll talk a little bit more about who DJ Vlad is and his history in a little bit, but what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and roll the clip. In this clip, you'll see what he said, and if you want to see the entire clip in its full context, I'll place that in the box below. But the clip was basically talking about Kanye West, quote unquote, needing forgiveness. DJ Vlad didn't really agree. The guys on the panel had their opinion. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and roll the clip. You'll see their opinions. You'll see what Vlad said. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what he said. I'll talk about his history. I'll give you my 2 cents, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Why don't you like him?
You saw remember there was like this black meeting at the White House where you had all these black kids wearing MAGA hats,
Right.
and, posing
That's
with Trump Jr.
That was
He
stupid.
inspired he
Yeah.
inspired a lot of black people to think like that. He also inspired a lot of racists to say, see, I told y'all, one of your people's even saying it.
Okay, so you see what's going on there. You see what's happening. Now, before we even get into the meat of the discussion, before we even address all these things, let's talk about DJ Vlad a little bit more so you get a greater context of who this individual is and why he may say a thing like what he said about us and Kanye West and the aggressive tone in which he said it. Now, DJ Vlad started off as a guy that had an online staffing company called Gig Staff, something like that. This is in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. After that, maybe during the dot-com bubble, I don't know, he went over to hip-hop music and started doing mixtapes and DVDs, that kind of thing. Imagine Worldstar Hip Hop, but on a DVD. That's pretty much what DJ Vlad was. Street beefs, Lil Man has a problem with Lil Xan, and they want to get into a fight, and they're going to talk about it on DJ Vlad. That's how it was back in the day from my memory, okay? I used to see some of the covers and whatnot. Matter of fact, see, I was in graphic design, and I would do covers for stuff like this, for street fights, club events. That's the kind of world that DJ Vlad was in. And in that world, if you are a guy that's wearing a MAGA hat, you're not really too cool. So I think that is kind of carried along with him on YouTube. After the whole DVD thing kind of ran its course, because who has DVDs anymore, right? You're not just going on the corner and buying DVDs. Everybody's online. This is the whole World Star generation. Nobody's going to go buy a DVD of street beefs and fights and stuff like that, but they can just get it online for free. The way you make money is from the ads and product placement or whatever else you do, but I digress. So now he's on YouTube. He's very popular there. His content actually had been getting better for a very long time. I actually said it to him on Twitter, or I don't know if I said it to him, but I said it about him, and he liked the comment. And if I can find that, I'll place that in the box. But basically, I was like, his content has improved. He's gone away from the ratchetness, quote unquote, and he's gotten into more substantive arguments, more substantive content. You got former inmates in there talking about how to stay away from jail rather than glorifying it. It was a better content flow from him. You have the occasional BS here and there. People accuse him of being, quote unquote, the police because he'll ask you questions that can get you in a bad situation, just like what happened with AR Ab, this rapper out of Philly. And people are trying to blame DJ Vlad for asking him certain questions in the interview that he answered that could have gotten himself implicated in some crimes. But it's not like Vlad put a gun to his head at the end of the day, So I would defend him on that. However, I think that he's talking about us that put on the MAGA hats in a negative way because he has to. That's part of the whole thing. Okay, you got to put out some of the BS because people want that. You got to put out some quote unquote positive stuff because people want that. And you also have to not be aligned with conservatives in a direct way like what Kanye West appeared to be with the MAGA hat, with going to the White House and whatnot. DJ Vlad, you're not black. You're a Russian guy. You're Jewish. Why are you talking about it's a bad thing for Kanye West to quote unquote influence black kids to put on the MAGA hat and go to the White House? What dog do you have in that fight? You don't have a personal dog in the fight because you're not in the quote unquote black community. You do have a financial dog in the fight because, like I said, you have material that's catered to a certain audience. So if you go off the rails and say you support Kanye West and what he said, even if you don't agree, you support his right to say it, that's going to get you in hot water with a lot of people. Some are going to be upset at what you said, but more are going to like what you said that follow your content. Because I'm seeing the comments right now. You got about 65,000 views on this video. You got almost 1,400 likes, but you don't even have 100 dislikes. You have 85 dislikes and 1,375 likes. So that's a pretty good like to dislike ratio. I think if you took the opposite direction or even a neutral direction, you would have much more dislikes than likes. So I could be wrong. I'm just hypothesizing here. I would love for DJ Vlad to be able to, put out a video for himself, release a statement to explain why is it bad that Kanye West was wearing this MAGA hat. Why is it bad that he went to the White House? Now, in this particular video, they were saying that Kim Kardashian did more because she got Alan Marie Johnson freed. But let's not forget that Kanye West went to the White House talking about prison reform. Now, you can say that the current bill we have in the Senate right now, the First Step Act, was before Kanye and all this, that, and the third. But if you're going to say that Kanye West influenced a bunch of kids to put on their MAGA hats and go to the White House, you also got to say that he influenced support for the First Step Act. You also got to say that he influenced those of us that were at the White House to go back to D.C. and lobby the Senate to get the First Step Act passed, which is going to help the black community. You also got to say that he has influenced people to support the opportunity zones to help bring low-income areas some jobs. You can't say, oh, he influenced black kids to put on their hats, but he did not influence some of these same quote-unquote black kids, which I was one of them. I'm 34 years old. I'm not sure I'd be considered a kid, but I digress. You can't say that he didn't influence us to go lobby for actual change in the black community. Obviously, if you ask me if Kanye West influenced me, I would say no. Much respect to him for what he has been able to do, but no, I'm my own man. I'm not that much younger than Kanye West. I think he's about 40. I'm 34, so we could have grown up as brothers. It ain't really that deep. He's not like a dad or anything to me. I have my own particular point of view, as do many others. Just because Kanye West did it and he's a celebrity does not mean that everybody who does it that happens to be black did it because Kanye West did it. Maybe we just happen to be conservative. Is that such a difficult thing to imagine? Like I said in my comment under the video, is conservatism just for whites? Is it a white thing only, or can anybody be a conservative? That's what I'd like to know. And to anybody that has a problem with what I said, or with me wearing a MAGA hat, or with me supporting Donald Trump, I'd like to ask them, especially you, DJ Vlad, what's wrong with supporting Trump? What's wrong with being a conservative? Why is this a big deal that you got to not forgive him and want to just tear him down any chance you get? And to Godfrey and Lord Jamar, you guys should have been more forceful. Here you are in front of this white guy, a Jewish guy, talking real crazy about an icon in music, and you want to say, oh, no, we love everybody. Wait a minute. You got to check him right there and say, hold on, Vlad. This ain't really your wheelhouse. Let us handle this. That's what you should have done. But, hey, maybe you're not really built like me. I don't really know you guys. So if any of you are listening, let me know something. Holla back. I want to hear why it's a bad thing, why it needs to be discussed in a negative way as far as Kanye West supporting Trump, being conservative, or a free thinker, whatever he wants to be. So that's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think that DJ Vlad was right in what he said, that Kanye West, doesn't deserve forgiveness, and, he influenced a bunch of black kids to put on their MAGA hats? Do you think that he's wrong for saying it? Do you think that he's just trying to cater to his base? I mean, you had an internet staffing company that didn't go well. Then you turned to hip hop music. That's been working out well for you. And you got to maintain certain, things in there to keep the whole business afloat. I heard him say before that he's been able to secure the rest of his life and his kids' life right now off of what he's been doing. Do you think he wants to jeopardize that? Do you think he wants to hurt his brand? Why not make more money? I'm just throwing stuff out there, but I don't really know why he said what he said until he responds. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below.